Ooh, okay. Alright, so welcome to me ranting about things that I make myself on the internet because this is my life. I am recording this at 10:43 at night because this is my life now. Also, I'm gonna have various speed paints playing in the background. Just you guys get it, but let's just get on with it. So I am here to rant about the thing I'm writing right now. I'm actually writing like two different things, but I'm mostly focused on one of them, one of which you will see a speed paint for later in this video. It's a series called Fatalis, Detectives Jive and Raven. So it's based off of me and an actual friend that I have that lives in Canada. We met on a site. And yeah, so we met each other and we became really good friends, and we both had kind of made like a joke like a while back about how bad we would be if we were detectives. So we decided to make like this mini alternate universe, and I love the universe that we made up. Like it's my own thing, but I don't know. I really like it. So the idea is that it focuses around detectives Jive and Raven, who are paired up together by random coincidence. And the thing about Jive is that she is working in a detective agency, but has to have a partner. And she doesn't think much of it because she never really cares about many of her partners. But the thing is that they both kind of have like a secret murder plot that they're planning to do, but they get away with it because they're detectives. Or at least they pretend to be detectives to cover up their own cases. But then when Raven joins the mix, she kind of has like a companion in a way, and they kind of just work together. Like they're like a wholesome platonic murder duo, and it is great. I don't know, I really like the idea. They're kind of like, I guess like people think that they're kind of suspicious, more specifically two people in the detective agency, which is Detective Vivica Pearl, who I haven't designed yet. But and and Pearl's teammate, which is Detective Olson Wickers. I've been working on this idea for like a couple of days now, and I don't know why, I just really love it a lot, so I wanted to rant about it. If you don't know, fatalis is actually, I believe it's a philosophy concept. The idea behind fatalis is that everything will always turn out the same because there is a certain fate linked to it, that everything has a certain outcome, kind of thing. Kind of the concept of fatalis, much like destiny in a way. And the reason behind it is because fatalis is kind of what, Detective Jive was expecting. She did not expect a partnership, kind of thing. She wasn't expecting that at all. She thought that everything was going to turn out the same. Things were just kind of like it was kind of like fatalis, that everything was going to turn out like, oh, I have a partner, but I don't really care for them, and they don't really notice that I'm actually murdering all the people that we are investigating. But when Raven joins the mix, she does realize this, and it is not fatalis because it ends out differently. The original idea is that they don't really care much for each other. Like, they're really just doing this because they want to take down, like, kind of like corrupt government agencies and such. That's why they're kind of doing it. But they kind of become friends along the way. Like, they're fine with each other, but they kind of just start becoming friends as they realize that they're more and more similar, and eventually just develop a very close bond. The problem with them getting close with each other is that Vivica and Olson, who have been suspicious of them from day one, and since they seem to always know what's going on in a case, like suspiciously so, the idea is that I lost my train of thought. The idea is essentially that they kind of like, they're suspicious of them, obviously, and so they kind of want to figure out what's going on with them. So the second they realize, they're like, beforehand they're just like, well, Jive and Raven, they don't really have any weaknesses. There's no way to tell what they're really up to because we don't really know much about them. We don't know how to get to them. But now they realize that they actually care for somebody, that care for another person, and that's why that's kind of what causes like a downfall, kind of, because Jive cares about Raven and Raven cares about Jive. And so it's kind of because of that friendship that they're a wholesome platonic murder duo. When I say that out loud, it sounds so silly. But their wholesome platonic murder duo is kind of foiled in a way, like something out of something out of the Scooby-Doo episode. But it's more serious than that, but it's just because they realize, like, hey, now they care for somebody, so we know what they're up to, because Raven specializes in stealth. She's very good with making stories and analyzing things and kind of, like, collecting data, but Jive is very good at kind of framing people, because she has a thing for science, so she's good at, like, leaving fingerprints and stuff like that. So yeah, so she's good at that. So Jive is kind of like the presenter, and Raven is kind of like the person who collects all the data. So they work together very well as a team, and of course, since they get along, they work they work better than other teams. And Vivica is very good at kind of getting to the source of things. She's very good at recognizing like plot holes or maybe like inconsistencies and stuff, and she's good at kind of wording out people's weaknesses. She's good with inconsistencies and interrogations. Olsen, on the other hand, has more of a charm factor. Also very good at getting information, but in Olsen's case, it's more of the thing that he's just more suspicious of them. So the idea is that Detective Jive and Raven are very good at what they do. They're very good detectives. Olsen and Pearl get suspicious of this, and so they kind of start messing with them. Eventually, Raven's good at stealth, so she realizes that they're messing with them. And it's kind of like an L and Light Yagami kind of relationship. Not gay. It's not as gay as Light and L. But it is kind of a relationship where they're kind of trying to thwart each other without the other one knowing that they're trying to thwart each other openly. So kind of the person who's mainly going after Raven will be Olsen, and the person going after Jive will be Pearl. So yeah, I still need to kind of like flesh out the characters. Heck, I haven't even like written how on earth Raven and Jive are going to become actual friends, but kind of the idea is like they kind of just bond over time. They realize they have more in common. Also have kind of like a plot point where it's going to be that like every morning when they like meet up to discuss their murder plans, essentially, kind of when they do that, they kind of have like these like little meetups, and that's kind of where they become friends. They get to know more about each other at the little coffee shop. They even have a pet cat because they like live in the same apartment over time, kind of thing. And yeah, just kind of wholesome platonic murder duo. Vivica and, well, I guess Pearl and Olsen don't exactly have the same chemistry, but they do work together really well. The thing about Jive and Raven, oh my god, Jive and Raven is that they work together well because they are friends and because they have good chemistry. And Olsen and Vivica Pearl don't exactly have that. They work together fine, but they're not exactly friends, I guess you could say. So yeah, I still need to fill in like some of the story and kind of like come to more of an understanding, but it's just kind of an idea I've had for a while. I've been really working on this story a lot just because I think it's really interesting and I like drawing the characters, but I do really need to get to work on my other story idea, which is Purgatory Academy. It's basically a critique of the school system, but with cartoons, because that's what I was raised on. It features the story of Oliva Castillo, who is a very gender-confused, aromantic teenager with an anxiety disorder, and yeah, Oliva uses she, they pronouns, and basically it's just kind of an exploration of school through a kid, and especially a kid with different, that's different from what society would usually expect, and also with Oliva's friend, Victor Martinez, who is a very bisexual friend of theirs, who kind of struggles with his sexuality and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's another story idea I've been workshopping for a while. I haven't really gotten to write anything on it. I still need to, like, flesh out the characters more, but I'm mostly interested in Fatalis right now because it's just what I'm mainly focusing on. I think it has a more interesting story. I'm definitely gonna flesh out Oliva and Victor soon. I'm just not sure when. Probably when I get their character design, so I can, like, really build the world kind of around the characters. Kind of thing, because it is kind of based in the real world, so it shouldn't be too hard. But yeah, that's Purgatory Academy. But that's not the main thing I'm focusing on. The main thing I'm focusing on is Fatalis, just because I think it has a very interesting storyline. So yeah, I do kind of need to fill out more of, like, like how they actually, like, kind of become friends. Like, of course they're gonna have, like, those, like, little, like, coffee meetups and stuff, and then kind of become friends gradually from there. But like, what I mostly want to do is I kind of want, like, I want to write a friendship story. Like, I want to write how they become friends, and, like, I'm pretty sure I know how to do it, because it is the same way that, like, me and Jay became friends, minus the murdering people part. But they still are friends, and I guess I just need to write that. I also need to write how dang it, Pearl and Olsen even come to, like, realize that, like, something's up with them. My plan is for it to kind of be more like maybe they're doing, like, a presentation on a case that they solved or whatever, and there's, like, a few inconsistencies that Pearl notices, and Pearl's just like, hey, something's up with them. Why is every case that they do always so closed? Are they really that great of detectives, or is something else going on? I also plan for there to kind of be, like, a moment where, like, before they were just like, oh, well, like, they don't really have any weaknesses. We don't really have any way of getting to the root of how they know all these cases and stuff. We didn't have that before, but we're gonna have it in this one. Because my idea is for it to be kind of like Raven and Jive are kind of just like, they're kind of just, like, talking in their office one day, or, like, just kind of joking and laughing, and they're just like, oh, and Pearl is just like, oh, we need a way to find out more about them. And they're just like, and Olsen's just like, yeah, but they don't really have, like, any weak spots, like, not even, like, I can, like, charm them into information or anything. I don't think you can intimidate them either. But then Pearl's just like, wait, I think she has a weakness now. Like, I think they have a weakness, and that weakness is going to be each other, because now they are actual friends. There'll also probably be some backstory that Raven and Jive didn't really have any friends growing up, so that's why they feel so close together. But yeah, it's just a story idea I've been interested in, and I'm really excited to write more about it. And these are just my character designs for them. So yeah, I think it would be an interesting story. And I probably gotta go because this is almost done. So thank you for listening. Goodbye.